Hello, this is ametamartha with the first quarter moon reading of the energy from tonight's first quarter moon on the 8th to the full moon on the 16th. I asked for clear guided messages in order for me to guide the collective through these energies so that we might all be able to function within that highest guidance, the perspective that will lead us to the best outcome possible with anticipation of what is to come, so that we might be able to access the most beneficial aspects of the energy that is coming up this week. Excuse me. Oh, good. Said that too soon. Well, maybe not. We'll see. Whatever. I'm not going to project. Got a lot coming up that isn't totally necessary. So that leads me to believe that there's potential of us being in our heads. And let's just use vigilance as to what is necessary, what does need our attention. Yeah, so much. Okay. So many piles of cards keep falling out. And that just definitely leads me to believe that we're going to have a lot of stuff going on. And we need to be able to be ready to discern what is of service and what's not. So right off we have the Two of Wands uprighted paired with the King of Wands in reverse and the Sun card. So immediately what I saw here with these guys is that they're back to back. No, this way. Back to back from my perspective. And with the Two of Wands being all about using your objectivity through intuition about decision making, and the King of Wands having a lot to do with control, I would be willing to say that with the King energy here being in reverse, there is some surrendering to be done as we ponder the decisions that we are being called to make through the heart. So it's basically shifting from the head to the heart so we can identify what it is that we need to pursue rather than what we need to conquer. And allowing that to be the case will offer us an expounding amount of renewal in order for us to become happy and just seeing the light shining on everything. Viewing the world and our decisions from a light-based perspective of the higher mind and the intuitive and spiritual guidance gives us the opportunity to see the light shining on everything everywhere. So just staying out of our head. These overflows of stacks of cards that come in over the week is connected to the King of Wands. We do not have to be resilient in our lives. We can let things come and go as they flow naturally, with or without our permission, and don't need to get so stuck on the concept that there's something that needs to be done about that. Living in that way takes us away from the sun, pushes us into the shadow, and then causes there to be a need to rebalance. So with this, when I first saw it, I immediately heard right now is the time to balance inwardly and not worry so much about what there is to exchange energetically with people around us that maybe cause for the overflows of thought being so in the head that we can't actually move towards something new and start a brand new cycle because we're too busy thinking about it. We got too many emotions coming up about it. So if we can attain this position of the sun, seeing everything as an opportunity, and okay, on the headdress of this little baby here is red and yellow. So grounding those thoughts that take away our identity and our power in the knowledge of the self and our solar plexus, grounding those energies. So things that come up that suppress the truest nature of who you are in your identity, and then grounding those thoughts into the earth so that you can balance those emotions that come up when the negative belief is triggered. And then that will create the movement for us to continue moving forward with the Ace of Swords, starting a whole new cycle and having new action now based off of this intuition that we gained. Because we also have the Queen of Wands in conjunction here, but then also in reverse. So we have the counterpart. So this is really about balancing this stuff within. Allowing ourselves to have self-control in the times that we are triggered. Balancing that through nurturing the self. It's almost like the process of gaining this cordial interaction between the masculine and feminine of ourselves. We have the resilience of the lizard here and the resilience of the cat there. It's like this energy of a very prideful, wise, and fiery lion here. Like, it needs to be not stifled, but tamed so that we don't physically act or speak coming from an imbalanced, emotionally charged, stuck energy, but then applying these twos here, which is like, a transformation. We got the 22-22. That's been a freaking theme for this year already for me. Allowing this process of reprogramming the ones and zeros of the things that come up based on our outward experience being siphoned through the internal and then expressed, rather than it being saturated in charged emotion. We go within, we learn how to identify something more spiritual coming from that. What is the reason for this? What is the highest response that I can act in? And then you spawn the baby. We can be reborn. So maintaining self-control, nurturing the self, gaining balance and perspective loosens us up to make action that helps us embody this energy of an innocent soul. So these things that we would have reacted to or responded in a specific way about in the past are now giving us the very opportunity to mend these fragmented bits of ourselves in order to gain the perspective and balance to move into this new position of somebody that's never had anything put onto them before. You don't have to react the way you used to react just because you used to react that way. You don't have to be a way that you used to be just because you used to be that way. Every moment of every day we are new, and we are not obligated to function in a way that we have functioned before just because we functioned in that way before. And then that brings up the movement, which is directly underneath the 8 of Cups in reverse. So this movement is stagnated and then replaced by the Chariot. So we get to move even quicker then. And then we get full understanding of a level up here as a integrated being who does have control and does have a higher perspective because we have a higher standing now. So the process of this puts us in the position to become the emperor, which is somebody who is in control of their lives. Somebody who knows what to do about it. Then we have the Empress in reverse right now, but still, let's let them look at each other. So that's still maintaining this balance that we're achieving here. And we are achieving it with success, and it brings harmony into our lives. This is freaking great. Great news. I encourage you to interact with this energy. I intend to, because I have been this. Definitely balancing the masculine and feminine energies within ourselves is the insurance that we break up the things that cause us to no longer continue to move, gains new perspectives, gains new objectivity, creates a whole new balance and harmony and victorious outcomes. Right on. Okay. I still am getting piles of cards flying out. So I think there's going to be a lot of inner static. A lot is going to come up, but just knowing that this is the outcome, if we play our cards right, then maybe don't get overwhelmed. Don't engage in these things that cause us a lot of issue. And then just allow that to all be opportunity to just further engage with ourselves and learn something that's going to benefit us in the long run, so that we can continuously learn. Now these are this is the Oracle deck from the Ask Your Guides book, and it will offer input on which guidance systems or teams we have readily available for us this week as we engage with this integration effort. And I put a link in the description for the book every time. It teaches you a lot of valuable information on how to interact with your guides, how to understand the ways of the universe's communication, and so that you can gain a little bit of perspective on how the universe might be trying to reach you if you haven't gotten that far in your practice yet. I definitely always recommend it every video. So these will just be the guides that we have present with us this week that we can call on in times of need if remembered. One last shuffle. Okay. We have Judgment with the Higher Self and Gifts from the Joy Guides. So, like I said, with all of this up here, all of this corner energy, just allowing ourselves to take the time to really assess what we have actually going on, and then viewing that as a gift. So I'm going to read. I've been reading these lately instead of solely using my own intuition to decipher the meanings, because I've been liking how right on the messages have been lately, so I will do. Judgment with the Higher Self. Precision, rationality, analysis, and discernment. This isn't a time to act under an imagined sense of urgency. Keep your emotions from running away with you. Boom. Turn to your higher self and engage your power of reason, and trust your inclination to step away from the drama and intensity of the moment. Study and analyze all of the factors of the situation itself and allow your higher self to guide you to the right end. Sleep on it at night. Better yet, sleep on it for 3 nights. Then heed your higher self message, which is to leave it up to me for now. That's exactly what we were just talking about. Heck yeah. I love when it confirms itself and I don't even have to have the responsibility to be right. Gifts with the Joy Guides. Receiving surprises, kindness, and blessings. The universe is constantly showering you with gifts. The problem arises when so many of these divine offerings go unnoticed and are therefore unaccepted. Your joy guides are on hand, though, acting as messengers to help correct this problem. They ask you to start counting your blessings day after day, taking care not to miss any or take any of them for granted. Your joy guides delight in showing you with gifts and Your joy guides delight in showering you with gifts and encourage you to expand your heart's capacity to receive all that they have to offer. Start each morning by asking them to surprise you with something wonderful during the day. Then, just before going to bed, list all of the wonderful things that were bestowed upon you. See how this list grows larger and longer each day. Their only request is that you acknowledge these offerings by thanking the Divine Mother and Father for their endless generosity. The Joy Guide's message to you is, with an open heart, expect good things to come. So, the Divine Mother and Father, the King and Queen, the Emperor and the Empress, and the Sun Baby. It's just so much opportunity, and the only thing keeping us away from the perception of that is just perceiving it as something other than that. It all starts within us, and I definitely am a firm believer of that. And as long as we just continue, even if initially it's like bullshitting our way into believing it, as long as we just continue to affirm what we wish to see fulfilled, it will fulfill itself without us having to put a lot more effort than that. We can see to it that our inner world is sound and forget about the physical manifestation of what we want to see fulfilled, because it's just gonna happen regardless, due to the fact that we put the intention out there to realign with unconditional love that starts with the self. And as long as we continue doing that, I think that we're just like gonna be righteous. We're gonna be good. It's gonna all go hand in hand to see it through, that we really use all of the potential we have to access new things coming through all of the positive energy that this year has to offer. It's just about aligning with it and believing that that effort is going to ensure that it happens. And then it does. And that's all I got. I'm excited. I know that there's going to be a lot of noise, but I believe in us, and I think we can get through it and be better for it. I don't need to wish you luck. We already got this in the bag. Just believe it. I believe it. I believe in you, like I said. And I thank you for watching. Have a good week.